I'm right in saying that this is their first dipping their toe into the Old Tom market.
They're basically as far north as you can go without falling into the sea, aren't they?
They really are, yeah. Caithness. Rock rose itself, the name rock rose is the shrub which clings to the cliff faces around Caithness, which was beloved by Vikings as they came herring around the north of Scotland. And they would harvest the rock rose from the cliffs, perilously scaling the cliffs in order to get stuff, because the vitamin C content is extremely high. This is based on the rock rose gin, the normal one, which contains the rock rose, which scientific name I've forgotten. But this has been turned into an Old Tom, not least because it's got a lot of pink grapefruit in it, so it has had flavouring added. And an Old Tom is a sweeter style of gin, which was one of the very first incarnations of gin in the UK, especially in London, where to disguise the really bad distillation that was being made in and around the 17th century, especially the late 17th century, when a lot of people were going blind and dying and all sorts of issues with overconsumption of very, very, very bad gin. Old Tom was sweetened with sugar and herbs and sometimes spices to mask the flavour of the dreadful gin. And I think tradition will have you believe that the name Old Tom comes from one particular producer to avoid taxation would dispense his gin through a little slot, and the sign was of a black tomcat. And if you asked for a sample of the Old Tom or something like that, you would then get basically a sample poured through this slot. And that became infamous and grew from there. And that style of gin, Old Tom's sweeter style, became the most widely consumed style back then, in Hogarth's time. And then as a result, because it was seen as the drink of the masses and very, very poor quality, it fell out of fashion, which is why, especially at the start of the 20th century, and also into the end of the 19th century, people were moving away from it and enjoying a dry gin because it was seen as more sophisticated and it wasn't an Old Tom. And conversely, now we've come back full circle, and because Old Tom had been out of the picture for so long,
it's something a bit special.
This is something a bit special, a bit more unusual. But basically, it is a sweeter style of gin.
Yeah, you're really going for the smell this month, hugely.
41.5%, nice alcohol strength for a gin, I think, and this works really well. It wears the sugar well.
It's not as sweet as I was expecting it to be, actually. I mean, I've had some Old Toms that have been slightly sugary,
Yep.
say.
Yep.
But this isn't at all.
No, it's not. You smell it and you think, oh wait, that's possibly going to be a bit too sweet, but no, it's perfectly balanced, I would suggest. A good Old Tom should be. And there are many Old Toms out there that you would actually be forgiven for not really thinking of it as a sweet gin. They should be ever so slightly sweeter than a London Dry or a general distilled gin. There's obviously sweeter gins on the market which don't describe themselves as Old Tom. You don't have to say you're an Old Tom. It's just a piece of branding. It's all it is. I'm just thinking of the likes of Brockman's gins which have sugar added, flavouring and sugar added after the event, which isn't necessarily the best way of going about it. But you can make a slightly sweeter tasting gin in an Old Tom style really, really well, and they've achieved it brilliantly with this. Nice presentation, I think. They've done a cracking job on it. It doesn't deviate from the brand, but it just stands out really well.
They are good at what they do, though.
Very good.